Tell me about a religious experience of yours. Something profound.
Something profound. I saw an angel once when I was like 9 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
You saw an angel once when you were like 9 years old.
We brought together 7 Christians.
I just believe in God. I feel that.
Oh boy, okay.
All right.
I'm kind of, I don't know what I am.
Do you
to
go
be
to a
honest.
church?
I literally grew up Catholic as fuck. Catholic, private school, all that shit. But like, to this day, I'm like, yo, what do I believe in, man?
Yes, I do.
That's a great question.
I don't know where to even start.
I was going into it thinking about myself and how I present
What the fuck is
myself.
that?
I thought people would be like, oh, she's not a Christian.
Hey, Chance.
That corrosive.
Tell me about a religious experience of yours.
A religious experience of
Yeah,
mine?
something profound.
Something profound. I saw an angel once when I was like 9 years old.
Really?
You saw the angel once.
That like?
It was really cool. It was creepy.
Like, when people say shit like that, I saw an angel once. Like, did they actually see an angel? Like, when people say shit like this, like, yo, I heard a voice and shit. Like, did they actually, or are they capping? Because if I actually saw an angel and shit, I'd be fucking, bro. I'd be all up in this church shit. And I'll tell people, yo, I saw an angel. They'll think I'm capping. So are they capping? I know a lot of people that said they seen an angel, they saw or heard God, or Jesus came to them and all this shit. And deep down in my head, I'm like, yeah, shut the fuck up, you dumbass nigga. But if that happened to me, honestly, and I told people, they thought I was like, how the fuck would I feel? Like,
But like in the moment, like it was just like stillness and like really awesome.
In the Bible, when they talk about what angels look like, it's a very scary looking picture. I was like, I don't know if I'd believe someone being happy to see a disfigured human being.
I had a really similar.
what the f... Wait, what? Is that... Wait, what? I ain't never read that shit, nigga.
Like, I don't know if I'd believe someone being happy to see a disfigured human being.
I had a really similar experience when my father passed away.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you want to hear about it?
I don't know.
Yeah, that shit was awkward as fuck.
I know we have a little. Oh no.
A lot.
Okay.
Just figured
The
human
speed
being.
round was pretty horrifying. I didn't even know what to ask. I didn't even know where to start.
He been reading the Satanic Bible. That's a fact. Nigga said he been reading the Satanic Bible. Nigga's a twonk.
Pressure.
Don't worry, we're not watching.
First person I trusted was Brandon.
In the very beginning, him and I were talking. I was just like, all right, man, you and I, packed till the end. We're just gonna keep voting the same person.
Who the fuck is Grace? This bitch didn't even talk. How do you even vote? Some of these people didn't even talk. How do you even vote?
2 people, Romy and Grace. So, you guys vote again.
Who the fuck is Romy? Who is Grace?
Oh man, you guys.
Wait, did they even talk? So it's not them, because they didn't even fucking talk, my nigga.
You guys really messed up.
That person didn't even talk.
I'm feeling disappointed because I feel like I was based off my overall look. I didn't even say anything. I was voted off, you know?
Grace was standing right next to me, and she was really freaked out. She was just like, well, you know, I hope they don't think it's me because X, Y, and Z. And I was like, okay, then it's not Grace. I didn't think it was Romy either, but I just knew it wasn't Grace.
I wanted to ask you, is your church queer friendly, LGBTQ friendly?
Yes, actually, there's 2 pastors and 1 is a biracial lesbian. So.
Wow.
Why did you choose a
Biracial
non-denominational
lesbian.
church?
I mean, I was just born into it, so
Got it.
my dad's a pastor.
Anyone else a PK?
No.
I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's a PK?
Pastor's kid?
Yeah,
Oh,
pastor's
pastor's kid.
Yeah.
I've never even heard that.
I've never heard that either. I do not think he's not weird for not knowing that. I've never heard that in my fucking life. A PK?
They're usually the bad kids at your school, so.
There's like certain terms I think a lot of people just know. I
never
assumed
knew that shit, nigga. Fuck.
his lack of knowledge meant he wasn't a Christian, and he was trying to like pick up on things as we said them.
Nah,
How long have
nigga,
you
you
been,
dumb bitch.
okay.
Shut up.
My whole life.
Yeah?
A PK.
I grew up in Scandia, Minnesota, and like a big
about
part
Cypher?
of the town was the church. So I was
Okay.
baptized there.
Wow.
Do you go to a church?
Yeah, I go to this one out in Riverside. I just started going there about 2 months ago now. Because I grew up going to more of like a strict church, and then I kind of branched away from it and then went back.
This nigga being too vague. It might be this.
What do you mean a
nigga.
strict church?
So I grew up Mormon.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it's strict, it's strict.
You know, I kind of had to take my own path and figure out what worked best for me.
I've
That nigga might still be Mormon, nigga.
Because it's hard for me to find a church, especially a Baptist church, that's accepting of the queer community, so I stopped going.
Are you looking for something? Or are you just
I don't know, bro.
Halfway through my answer, I realized I probably shouldn't have said that. Because everyone else was like, oh yeah, they all actively go to church, and I was the only one like, I don't go to church now. And that's when I thought, maybe
Bro, I used to go to church every Sunday.
But when I switched churches, like people were taking it
And
beyond.
when I got to
me,
college,
and
I just stopped going, bro.
Like they were like condemning me.
Call Fly already did.
Can you read that? I had really bad handwriting. He mentioned that he hadn't been to church in over 3 years, and I was just like, okay.
I felt like his story about being a PK and coming in and out of his faith could have been an alibi.
PK.
He wanted to hear everyone else talk. Like, he kept asking them questions. Like, he didn't want to talk about his own experience.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Thank you, Jen.
So, I think a good question would be like, how would you find your faith?
All right.
So I was actually an atheist before I was a Christian. Like I was a hardcore atheist, and I was like super depressed. Like I was like burdened by like my own life, I'd say. And then coming into a life where like you're just kind of getting abundantly filled up with like love from other people and from God especially.
So what made me go back into church, what really like pushed me is I had a really bad breakup. And it was like at this moment where I was at work and I watched this kid die because I work in the ER. So watching the kid die and the family kind of go through those emotions of like trying to let go.
This nigga has to be a Christian because ain't no way in hell he's using a kid's death to validate like he's a Christian or some shit. This nigga has to be a Christian or this show is canceled, my nigga.
I was like
Like
there's
my
gotta
fucking
be
nose.
something like that can, you know, make me feel full and make me feel whole.
I believe that there has to be this higher power, and otherwise the ego takes us over, and God allows me to realize that there's more than just me. As an artist, I think there's messages coming to me that I'm supposed to communicate through my art.
The way I grew up, I was really into church. It was my safe space. I had a hard home life, and it was where I felt like I could be myself. And then I realized I was gay, and that was really hard. And then I took a step back and then have come back to it as an adult. It's been a struggle, but something that I want to have.
I am a PK, so I was just born into it. It was like summer after 4th grade, my parents got divorced. And so I was kind of like straying away, you know, and especially divorce in the church is like a huge thing. So that was really hard, but I feel like that whole situation kind of like solidified my relationship, just so I knew, you know, there was always someone there for me. And my church was there for me too.
I think she's Christian.
I have no idea who I'm gonna vote for. I follow your lead, man.
She's a PK, like she knows exactly how to answer, like knows the perfect part to play.
In the back, she kind of mentioned her stance on premarital sex. So that kind of like
Maybe she is a
was, like,
PK,
red
but she
flag.
just not a Christian, my nigga. It could be Grace. Grace kind of thick with it, chap. The fuck?
Bye. See you later.
PK is a priest killer. Shut up, nigga.
You had a good question, right?
Yeah.
You said
so. You were talking about how like you kind of express yourself through art. Like I want to just have you elaborate on that. When he mentioned art as like his form of everything, I was just like, it doesn't really make too much sense.
Cool. Well, like one thing I love about the church is I love to sing.
Okay.
And growing up, like my best memories of church were just singing in the choir. And when I moved out here, one of the hardest things was not having a church. I think that like through my voice, through the hymns and everything, that's the biggest thing.
We were just talking about this, how a lot of the people that go to my church have had similar backgrounds to me, which is they've been hurt by the church. Maybe a song like, Oh, How He Loves Us, in the past,
Why are their
was great
eyes so
for you,
small?
and then you were hurt by the church.
I don't know.
Having those memories attached can actually make worship really hard.
There was this song that like was a big song in my church, the Mormon church growing up. It was like, it's called, I want to say like Families Can Be Together Forever. Man, like my parents, they got divorced. You know, and since that time, like I can't even like listen.
This man talking about his parents are divorced and kids dying in the hospital and got this nigga better be a Christian. Ain't no way in fuck they're using all this shit, bro.
Can't even look at the lyrics of that song.
Yeah.
So, what about you? How was like your experience kind of moving across the states and then?
So hard. I grew up in a town of like 500 people, And so the church was everything. And coming out here and starting that hunt for one that's like LGBTQ friendly and the right kind of like chemistry of people and the right kind of sermons. And I started looking and actually hearing about yours. I'm kind of like, wait a minute.
Give me the info.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be shook if one of these people are the moles.
Sierra. Really?
What?
That's tough.
Hey guys.
Wow.
Raise your hand if you think the mole is still in the square. If the lights turn green,
fuck, I don't
vote
know.
the liar out.
Is it turning green or red? Bro, Jerry, look at that. Is it turning green or red?
If the lights turn red, the liar's still in the box and you lose.
My mind's gonna
I'm
blow if they go red, dude. Cause I'm gonna feel really down.
If it's red, it's this nigga. But it might be green. I think it's gonna be green.
3, 2, 1.
Green. Jesus Christ. It's this nigga.
Hi, I'm the mole.
Fuck this show, motherfucker. Fuck it. Fuck it to hell.
Dang it. Hey, you know what? I did vote for him. I did vote for him.
Yeah.
Y'all, go sub to YG Stream Highlights. I need you to sub to that nigga, man. He got bands, he got pockets. Bitches always starting. Pop, locking, dropping. I don't cuff it, I don't lock it. Bitches think I'm playing. Fuck what you saying. Get up out my house, I caught my nut, no you not staying. Shorty wanna cuff. Bitch, that is enough. She went to my phone and saw my hoe, now that's tough. She went to my phone, she got that tough.